Okay, well, welcome. Seated postures. Right up front in the beginning, there's a scripture that says, "Be silent before the Lord and wait expectantly for him." And so, in our very first posture of simple seated or easy form, I want to be reminded of that beautiful scripture of just being still, being silent with our Maker. Speaking of cues, um, I try to omit the word pose, so you'll hear me say posture or form, or I'll just say child's, leaving out the pose. This is a trauma-informed way to include everybody, but for me personally, not for you. This is just, my own personal conviction. I work with human traffic victims. They're very small, and sometimes I do work with those coming out of the sex industry who are older. But nonetheless, I try to omit the word pose. Again, this is personally for me, but it's something just to think about as we are creating sacred and inclusive space for God. So, simple seated or easy posture or easy form. And this is really just crossing the legs, crisscross applesauce. It is a well-visited posture. A lot of classes begin in this, and you can go many places from this posture. So asking you as a new teacher, putting on your teaching cap, where could we go from here? We have the twist asana family, right? We have the forward folding asana family. We have the back bending and heart opening. There's lots of places we could go. So just starting to think about what we could do from our simple seated. And if you look in the pictures in the book, you'll see the blanket to neutralize the pelvis, especially if you're going to be here a while. We've got just where we can rest our hands to heart center. I mentioned the wall in the introduction. This is a really great place to sit and pray against the wall. I often put a bolster or blocks against the wall and then sit. So I have cushion plus the wall. Just as simple of a raising arms can deepen this posture. Of course, twisting can deepen it. When we're talking about deepening it or modifying it, we can use the blanket. So modifications are usually thought of as a little bit more of an adjustment. So it can include more people, maybe somebody who doesn't have open hips and knees. So blocks are really great. A note about blocks, we want to use foam blocks if it's under a joint. This particular one doesn't really matter because it's on the meaty part of the outside of the thigh. Cork blocks would be fine in that instance. They're a little heavier, but foam blocks are really great. They're cushiony and they're just a little bit softer. So we have a forward fold here to deepen it. If we talk about ways to deepen the posture, we can have this block is at its highest point. We can begin to maybe get a little bit more flexible at the medium point, and then even more so at the small size, small, medium, and large. And then maybe someday not needing a block if that's in someone's practice. Another way to deepen it is to open that heart and find that forward fold. Those inhales and exhales are always going to help you. Simple seated, easy form.